4 things you're most likely going to regret in the end. The very first thing you're going to regret is wasting your time. So if you spend your time today doing irrelevant things, in the end you're going to look back and say, look at all the time I wasted. If only I put all this time into use, maybe I could have been able to come up with something. Now the second thing you're going to regret is you're going to regret you didn't act. The tendency is that you're more likely to regret something you didn't do than something you actually did. You see, when faced with a decision whether to do something or not to do it, it is advisable to always choose to do it. It's better to try and fail rather than regret later that had it been I tried, maybe I could have succeeded. No one ever knows. If you don't try, you'll never know whether you could have succeeded or not. But when you try and fail, it is a learning process. Now the third thing you're most likely going to regret in the end are not the mistakes you made, but the fact that you spent your time dwelling on those mistakes. You spend the time regretting. It is important to always move on. When you've made a mistake, when you've done something and it didn't turn out to work, it is important that you take new adventures. Just keep on moving. Let nothing stop you. Now the fourth thing you're most likely going to regret in the end is that you rejected God. You may ask me the question, what if God doesn't exist after all? I'll answer you with this story that my pastor once told. This pastor is a very zealous pastor. He spent most of his time in church doing the work of God and even participating in cleaning the church and doing many other things. He had a neighbor who decided to ask him one day, you spend your time working for God and doing all these things that no one is paying you for. What if in the end you discover that God does not exist? What are you going to do about it? And my pastor laughed, and this was his response to him. If I do all this and in the end I find out there is no God, I'm going to do absolutely nothing about it. I'm already living a very fulfilled life. I'm happy with the things I do. The things I do are things I love doing. I'm not doing them because anyone is forcing me to do them, but they're things that I love doing and I feel fulfilled while doing them. So if I go there in the end and find out that there is no God, I lost nothing. But let me ask you this question. You spend your time drinking, smoking, going out with women, and doing all sorts of nasty stuff, doing things that are even dangerous to your health. What if in the end you find out that God exists? What are you going to do about it? So are you willing to risk it all? And I ask you the question, you who is doubting me right now. The odds may be 50-50 that God exists or He doesn't exist. But what if the odds are actually 50-50? Isn't it wiser to believe in God now and then in the end find out that maybe He doesn't exist and you lose nothing? Or not to believe in Him now and in the end when you find out that He actually exists and heaven and hell actually exist and your fate is hell. And at that point it is too late and there is nothing you can do about it. Think about that for a second. So that is food for thought for you. Jesus is still calling you today. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Amazing Thoughts and Stories. Make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe. See you again next time. Bye bye.